With the new Huawei Watch 5, we get two different sizes. There is a 46mm version and a 42mm one, and I have both of them right here today. So in today's video, we'll check out all of the differences in those two different sizes regarding the lock-to-lock size, how much you can see on the display, and especially how they compare and how they look on my wrist. And I guess let's start right away with the on-wrist comparison. Now, just by looking at these two watches, you can instantly tell the difference in size. So just for context, I roughly have a 19cm wrist, and I personally would prefer the slightly bigger 46mm Huawei Watch 5. I mean, it does look big on the wrist, but the smaller 42mm version looks way too small in my opinion. Now, if there would have been a 44mm version, this would be perfect, but in this case, I would go with the bigger 46mm version. I mean, in the end, it's really a preference thing. Now on the 46mm version, you will get a huge 1.5-inch LTPO AMOLED display, whereas on the smaller 42mm version, you have a much smaller 1.38-inch display, but at least both light up with a peak brightness of 3000 nits. Now of course, I've also measured the lock-to-lock size, and surprisingly, both are pretty similar. We got 48mm on the 46mm version and 46mm on the 42mm version. Another big difference in these two watches are the straps. The bigger comes with a larger 22mm composite strap, and the smaller one comes with an 18mm strap. The 22mm strap is also a tiny bit longer than the 18mm one, but you will barely see any difference. By the way, you also get different kinds of straps depending on the color of the watch. The 46mm version comes with a brown or a purple composite strap, a silver titanium strap, and a black fluoroelastomer strap. And on the 42mm version, you will get a beige or a white composite strap, a sand gold titanium strap, and a green fluoroelastomer strap. Another thing that I always test if I have two different size watches is if I see any differences in the amount of text that I get when I get a email, some messages, or if I see any differences in the apps on the watch. And I noticed that on both these watches, you will get the same amount of text, and also all of the apps and tiles are 100% the same. You will get no difference right here. The only difference is basically that the text on the smaller 42mm version, they are of course a little bit smaller due to the smaller display, but this has no effect on the amount of text that you get on the display. Now before we jump into some of the specs and how these watches actually feel on my wrist, why don't you hit the like button right quick and subscribe to my channel if you like those kinds of videos, and also leave a comment down below and tell us your wrist size and which watch size you would get. It is nothing I would need to know personally, but it is a big help to everyone else that is watching this video. And lastly, you will find the link to the watches down below in the description as soon as the links are available to me. Alright, so let's continue with some of the specs, the price, and how these watches actually feel on my wrist. So depending on the size and the strap, you will get different prices. The 46mm version will start with $449 with the black fluoroelastomer strap. It is $549 for the composite strap and $649 for the titanium strap. And it is basically the same for the 42mm version. And the only difference right here is that the white composite strap is also $449 instead of $549. Seems like an error to me, but go ahead and get a €100 discount as long as it is available to you. As for the specs, these two watches have three major differences, and that is the display, which I have already mentioned, the weight, and the material. The 46mm version weighs in at 58 grams without the strap, and the smaller version weighs in at 51 grams without the strap. And to be honest, I don't really feel any differences, if it's during the night, while I'm working on the computer, or when I'm at the gym. The only difference I feel is the size. The bigger 46mm is a bit annoying during some of my workouts, and you would definitely feel it at night when you want to go to bed. The last difference are the materials. The watch case of the smaller 42mm Huawei Watch 5 is made of 904L stainless steel or 316L stainless steel for the white and the green version. And the bigger 46mm version is either stainless steel or aerospace grade titanium for the purple, silver, or brown version. So what I would suggest, if you have a similar wrist size to mine, I would definitely go with the bigger 46mm version. It looks just better on the wrist, has a bigger display, and by the way, the battery life is a little bit better too. If you have a wrist size below 17 centimeters, I would rather go with the 42mm version. Of course, it always depends on how you want to use your watch. If you want to track your sleep and if that's the main purpose, I would probably go with the smaller one as it feels much better during the night. Or if you have a small wrist but you just like big watches, go ahead and get the 46mm version. With this video, I just wanted to create a rough guideline for everyone. And guys, that's basically it for today. So I guess I will see you in the next one. Peace.